Programming Techno Chords easy. I guess that is today's video. Are you ready? Let's go do it right now. Hey, check it out, I'm Analog Kitchen and thank you for checking out yet another video. If this is your first time here, don't hesitate to click subscribe, hit that notification bell. Whenever I upload a new video, you'll be kept in the loop and you'll not miss out on anything. Hang out till the end of this video, I'll tell you all about Patreon, Discord, I'll tell you all about the community that we're building. So on today's topic, a lot of people came up to me and said like, you know what, I love making beats, I love programming my music, but I keep stuck in a loop all the time. I want to just like move on, and then the music part is the hiccup. That's where I fail or stall or, well, today this video is going to save your life. It's not that hard to get a good chord going. We're going to make triads, meaning the chords are going to consist out of 3 notes. Not only that, your root note, the lowest note that you'll be playing, will also act as a bass line. So it's going to be simple, but at the same time, program it well and it will work for you. Major chord and minor chord. So depending on what kind of vibe you want to do, depending on what kind of sound you're going to make, that will work. Guarantees there. Now, I'm going to get into my live set and I'm going to show you by means of a simple piano. I'm not going to make it too complicated in terms of music production. I'm just going to show you what you should think of, and you're going to be surprised of how simple it is. This is not going to be about inversions. This is going to be about basic chord structure, what to look for, and how you can place them in an order that will work for you. If you need more information, do enroll at analogcourses.com. That's where we get deeper into the melodic techno production vibe on how to just like get 2 chords, 3 chords, 4 chord progressions and stuff like that. Today, it's all about the chords. It's all about getting those chords to work. Getting chords, and you don't need a lot of theory or big music books or whatever. You came to the right place. You ready? Let's go. The simplest way of explaining to you how chords can work and how you can make something convincing is by looking at it very simple. So you have to remember 1, 5, 8 for the major chord, 1, 4, 8 for the minor chord. How does this work? When I'm playing a C major chord, that's my C. My C is right here. Including the C note, I'm going to go 5 notes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So, and the second one is 8. So that's 8 notes up, counting from the note that I started, including 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so if this is 5 and this is 8, then so that's already simple. That's the major chord. The minor chord means instead of the 5, you'll go for that second note in the chord, you'll go 4 notes up, meaning that's 1, that's 4, that's 8. So, depending on what kind of sound you want to make, major, minor, depends. Minor chords for melodic techno work better, I'd say. Major chords work better for different kinds of just like more uplifting, happy kind of vibe. And then there's tricks that you can do to combine those 2 things together. First, let's look at that major chord. Yeah, so we're going to look at the 1, 5, 8. 1, 5, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there you go. No black notes involved. So that's already a 4 chord structure that you can do, keeping your fingers in the same place. There you go. You have to play around with rhythmic stuff as well. So just playing them straight. So sometimes I'd like to just like mix it up, but you can also mix up major and minor chords together. If I'm going minor, instead of the 5, going to a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, middle note. This is still the 8. I can still go. Well, that's a major chord instead of the... So, that's the minor inversion of... But now I'm going to switch it up by mixing up major and minor chords together. You can do that by either switching them, major, minor, major, minor, or minor, major, minor, major, minor, major, minor, major, or switch it around. You can just play around at what sounds well. Another thing that I'd like to mention is, okay, so now that I've got the chords, how does the bass line work? Pretty simple, because see this chord right here? So let's go for the major chord that we had. Keep it simple. Yeah? My first note, the root note, that's going to be your bass line. I can hear people in England going, hey, that sounds like the big band. It does sound a little bit like the big band. I digress. All right, cool. So, looking at how we are going to metabolize that into the music. Let's see. I'm going to see what I have because I've got my piano right here and then I've got a bass note. Right. Do I have bass somewhere? I think I have. Minitaur, yeah, the Minitaur MT. I'm going to take out the notes so you can see how this would work because it's to do with a little bit of sound design and a little bit of sound interpretation, I'd say, because it doesn't make sense when you just play it. It makes sense if you play the piano. I've got a limited 37 key keyboard here. If you would play a piano, there's more notes here. So the lower you go, the more bass heavy the notes will become. Obviously, that's not the case right here. So in terms of my example, I'd like to start here. But I don't want to end up in the pitch wheel or in the modulation wheel, so I'm going to just use for this. I'm just going to play that same thing, but I'm going to just like cut off these 2 fingers. So then it's be. Now that's the bass line. Can I play that with something else? First, let's play on a beat, yeah? 2, 3, 4. Let's go here. Switch, and I mix it up a little bit. 2, 4. Okay, nice. Minitaur. See if I can do the same thing. Bam, 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 bam. Explaining. Of course, there's going to be a note in there that needs to be deleted. It's always the same. Hey. Ah, damn it. Take it out. And another one. Ah, listen. That's your bass line right there. There you go, bass line. This means that if you know how the notes work, when you're trying to fix triad chords, then you can easily find your bass lines as well. Now how does this work when you want to play arpeggios then? Because arpeggios, obviously, that's the cool part. The cool part, arpeggios, always going to be wicked. Then you'll just play those notes. Then I'm going back to my piano, my own piano. Yep, open it up. Then it's going to be. And if you want to play more, so you don't want to stick to the triads, and obviously another note to add would be that same note, but then an octave higher. As you can make out, 2 black notes, 1 note here, 2 black notes, 1 note here, so this related, obviously being just like an octave. Something like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's the most obvious chord progression ever, but it just goes to show that, you know, once you know what to look for, 1, 5, and 8, now let's get into minor. I love minor chords. I love them a lot. Why? Because they invoke some sort of a melancholy, I should say. It's a bit more dramatic, and for the sound that I'd like to make, it's cool. So 1, 4, 8, 1, 4, 8, 1, 4. But when I'm doing that same progression as I did, and I will do it in a minor chord, I'll probably opt to go and use a major chord for the 3rd step, instead of and if you don't want to stay on the C chord, you can go to an F chord. Then you don't have to hit any black notes at all. Same thing. And sometimes you can trick around with stuff that is not supposed to sound great, but it sounds great. Like for instance, how does this sound? Sounds awful, right? But not in the grand scheme of things if you play it together in a chord. So say I was playing. Listen to this. This note is going to stay where it is. Thing is, you have to experiment with whether it sounds great. Just don't do random stuff. I know there's also going to be like a rule of fifths, and there's a lot of stuff that you can do, but for progressions to be simple and to get you going fast, this will work. Of course, I will always say, if you can get a little bit of music theory going so that you know what you're doing, and you're not just like trying stuff out, that obviously is going to help you. But I would like to say this is the easy way of getting stuff going. Back to our minor chord. Let's get my bass line to play something nice. I'm liking this, it's not too bad. But now I'm going to turn this into a minor thing, because it's a bit happy outside. A bit happy, happy vibe. So what I will do is I'll go to the piano. And for me it's easy to just play it basically. The piano's over here. Go in, take those chords out again. All the chords please. what I mean? Again. Instead of going here, I'm just going to stay here because this chord, stop it. Most of those chords here, it's basically the same thing. So I don't have to go here, I can just stay here. Yeah? So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to change. So this is going to be a 3-chord progression, and then the bass line is going to play a 4-chord progression. Yeah? I don't know why I keep switching, but okay. You want to be stubborn? No problem. Get back there. Now it's going to stay and do that. Ah, hang on a second. Very well spotted. This note, this is a 5, and it needs to go to a 4. So I'm going to click, lower it by 1. Whoa, almost made a big boo-boo there. Okay, so I'm going to go to the piano. So we'll start here. Yep. And you can also try and play extra notes. Something exists called leading notes. They will lead you into the next sort of like, they lead you into the next chord. You can hear it when somebody plays. You know that the next chord is going to be, next note is going to be. So this note is giving you a hint of where the chords are playing. Like if you're playing, you know I'm going to go back to this, right? This is also a leading note leading you back into, very ento by the way, he'll just do that. Go to a major and a minor chord as well. Because if you listen to how that works on that sort of like French hungry music kind of vibe, they always play stuff like, but instead of the minor chord, they always go minor, major, minor, major, which is actually, but they'll invert it. It's another video, but I just wanted to say major, no sorry, minor, major, and you can do very exciting stuff with that. So once you know what the chord is doing, 1, 4, 8, and then obviously here starts the 1, 4, 8 again, then you know where you can simply take your music to. Now, do you need to be virtuoso and play different kinds of vibes? I don't think so. But once you find a bass line that you like and you're playing notes, like, say let's just mute the piano, we're playing a bass line, right? So I'm gonna go back to my Minitaur, MT, let's just clean it up. C, right? So do it. Say, I don't know what chords I'm going to play. I'm just going to jam around and I think I like this bass note. So I'm just going to go like, let's see whatever comes to my say. Let's see if I can come up with a 4-chord structure. I didn't really plan this out, so let's see what we can do. Say we'll start something like, simple, right? Get a bass sound that I like. Let's go here. Go something like wham, bam, 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 bam. Four chords. Got it going, right. Take the overdub off. I'm gonna go back to our piano. I'm gonna go in and delete all the notes. So first, you're going to go in and play the same thing. And that's the same thing again. Major, minor, major, minor. So you play minor, major, again, major, minor, minor, major, major, minor. And then you can just play around with how you would want to play it, because it doesn't have to be. You can play. This is the minor one, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the middle finger, this is the major one. Lower it by half a note. And the tricks that people do is they play different notes within the chord so that it seems like the chord is doing something else. So you can just lower it, even by half. So whatever you do, as long as the root note stays the same. So you can do whatever you would like to do. Experiment with it. I mean, this is very, very basic stuff. I mean, there's different things that you can do with it. I really love a certain progression in my chords that I always use, and I play with 4 notes, because root notes, if they change, they'll change the chord, right? So this chord becomes different if this is involved, or if this is involved, or if this is involved. So here is just C. So I'm just going to progress with this, doing this, but instead of this, I'll start on here and play. You hear how this is different from my dad always said, try and keep it as simple as possible. Let me know in the comment section if it's working for you. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far into this video, you are an absolute superstar. Now, I have a community that is really growing and going, and I'm very proud of it. So that's Discord. Well, Discord is a Patreon-only vibe. You can only get in there through Patreon. Patreon is a support platform where you can, if you like the vibe, if you like what you see, you love what you hear, you can support yours truly. You won't be breaking the bank, it's cool. So what do we talk about then? We talk about gear, talk about gas, we talk about modular stuff, we talk about travel, performance, demos on there. So everybody's just basically helping each other out, which is a really cool thing. So do and check it out. Patreon.com/analogkitchen. As I said before, if you like today's topic, you want to know more about it, don't be hesitant and just go to analogcourses.com. We're enrolling, course is almost finished, and that goes deeper into the whole makeup of making a track, right? And the MIDIs will be available, the audio will be available. That's cool, but that's there. So analogcourses.com, go check that out. Start from scratch, how to create a groove, how to program the groove, you know, so stuff like that. So that's an absolutely amazing thing. Thank you for watching. I guess that's that. I'm Analog Kitchen, and I will see you next week on my video. Analog Kitchen, out!